We're live. I don't know if anybody's here yet, but what I'm starting to do a little bit early, about 5 minutes early, is we'll start the broadcast. That way, if there's any technical difficulties, it gives us some time to fix them before 5 o'clock. So hopefully everyone is good. Today we'll start the full introduction later, but today we're going to do fresh homemade pasta. So how's everybody? I don't know who's here yet. We've got one person watching, 2 people. Thanks for joining me. Happy Monday, everybody. I wonder if Mike's here yet. I think Mike had said that he is going to join us. So I figured we'd come in a few minutes early and just chit chat. Welcome. Gives everybody a chance to get notified. If you haven't turned on notifications, if you're subscribed to the channel, if you turn on the bell, what it will do is it'll give you a notification on your computer or your phone that you when I go live for the channel. So that's always handy, appreciated. If you have your notifications off though on your phone, you won't necessarily get them. But we go live at 5 o'clock. Hey Susan, how are you? I hear it is like actually 30 degrees in home right now for you in the West Coast. Not so good on in Alberta here. We had a little bit of like wet snow over the weekend, and it's been cold. It's been minus again overnight, so it's not the greatest. And Storm is here. Hey, welcome. Nadia's here. Ciao. 28 degrees. So we'll get started. Like I was saying, for people that just joined, we're just going to start up a little bit early from now on. 5 minutes early gives us a chance to say hi before we get into it. Today we're going to be making fresh pasta. If you do look in the live chat, I shared a link on there as well, and that's the recipe for making the dough. I made the dough ahead of time today, so it would be ready for the show because it does have to sit and rest a little bit. So kind of, no, I'm not cheating, but kind of cheating. So I filmed when I was making that. So, and Stephanie's here. Hey, Stephanie, thanks for joining. We'll give a couple more minutes for everybody to join them. We've got 8 people. That's kind of neat. This is our. I haven't been numbering all of the live streams from when we started, but I counted, and this is the 27th in a row. So I've missed a live stream because on Friday I did the recording of making cloud eggs for brunch. So I kind of cheated a little bit. So there wasn't a live stream. So technically, I guess this is 26, but pretty good. Hey, Christine, welcome. Everybody's here. So 20, yeah. So I guess I labeled this one 27 because it is technically kind of like the 27th at this time, but live it's the 26th. So that's still pretty good though. I think I did pretty good on that actually. Surprised we're still going here. So we have to eat obviously. So. Oh, pasta. Yes, Kelsey, I saw your comment on Facebook. So we are doing pasta today. I couldn't wait for Gabby. I broke down and got a machine. So I don't know if it's going to be as good. I haven't made pasta in other than doing this, probably 20 years, more than 20 years, like more than 20 years. So I did like a test run the other day. So I've been playing around with a few recipes. So I think I found a good one. And, special for 30th. Yeah, 30th show would be a good one. I think I'll save the special one for when I have 1,000 subscribers. How about that? And we're getting there. So thanks everybody for subscribing. My watch says after 5. My computer says almost 5. So let's get started. Thanks everybody for joining. We're going to do fresh homemade pasta today. We've done a lot of pasta on the channel, but we've always bought the dried pasta. Now, once you taste fresh pasta, we'll obviously we're going to eat the rest of this stuff, but I don't think we're ever going to buy pre-dried pasta any longer until I get tired of maybe rolling this stuff out, because it is a bit of work, but the work is worth it with the taste of it. It is like completely different after you eat it. And yeah, I said to Storm, I'd let him know about, I believe he's doing pasta as well on his recipe, maybe tonight on his, he does a live stream later on tonight. You'll have to let me know the time, because I'm not sure what the time zone it is. And Lucia's here. Hey, Lucia. Welcome. Let's get started. So I bought a new pasta machine. I bought it at, for the people that are in Canada watching this, Canadian Tire. It's a Lagostina. I got the last one, so obviously people are making pasta. This has the roller we'll go through, and it's got the roller, and it's got the attachments to do like a fettuccine and also a spaghetti. It's kind of a, yeah, more like angel hair almost. Not super thin. Spaghetti angel hair, I guess, would be the best way to go. So for the pasta, I did. We've got everything kind of going. I've got the pot just heating up with some water to cook the pasta in. We're gonna keep pasta pretty simple because it is fresh. It tastes really good. I'm gonna saute it today, and we'll go over the recipe in a second, Christine. But we've done this recipe similar to this before with the broccoli. So I'm going to cook the pasta, but I'm also gonna cut these little florets for the pasta, cook it in the water. And then for the sauce, I'm gonna do some unsalted butter, a little bit of garlic, and then some of the water from the pasta water. And I've got, we're gonna kind of splurge with the cheese. We've got some grated Parmesan and Romano cheese here. So kind of like a fresh, garlicky, creamy cheese sauce tossed in. We'll do fettuccine. I can show you, we'll do that one. I find the fettuccine, it'll be good for this sauce. So, but there we go. So recipe is easy, Christine. I made this, oh gosh, probably a couple hours ago, I guess. It takes about half an hour to make. And basically what it is, I did leave a link on the top of this channel or in this description. You can see I filmed myself making it. So basically what you do, I've got the recipe printed out. I found this one online. I found a couple online. This seems to be the best one so far. So if anybody else has one that they really like, that they've maybe used, let me know. Send me a comment on my Facebook. But pretty straightforward, and it gives a pretty good size like portions. So we're gonna do half. I've done the full recipe, but I'm gonna keep half the dough because it will stay in the fridge for a couple days, and we'll make pasta in a couple days. So here's the list. It is in the description, but we'll go through 2 cups flour, 3 large eggs at room temperature. Now you want to take the eggs out of the fridge first, because when you start to mix them in, if they're cold, if they're room temperature, everything seems to mix in a lot better, and doesn't keep everything as cold and tight with the flour. So take them out of the fridge before you're going to make this. 3 large eggs, 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I did and Nadia can vouch for this. I asked her mom for her pasta recipe, and I asked someone else for a pasta recipe, and everybody's was different. Some had oil, some didn't. This one has oil. I find this one worked well because it gives it a bit, it makes it a bit softer for rolling out in the machine with the oil. So, and a nice taste if you use the extra virgin olive oil in there too. So 2 tablespoons of that. I omitted the salt because we're trying not to cook with any salt, but you could put a pinch of salt in there as well. And it also asks for two tablespoons of water. But it is as needed. So for this one, I did add the 2 teaspoons. If you go watch that video later, you'll see me add the water in. I would start with 1 at the beginning, and then as you're kneading it and getting it together, if you need to put a little bit more water on there, add another tablespoon, and kind of go with a feel. So at the end, what you basically want to do, hey, son of a pizza man, that's a good nickname. This is half of the dough, but at the end, and this is just out of the fridge, you're going to want, it's going to be, it's fairly soft. It's not sticky, but it's definitely not dry, I guess would be the best way to describe that. So that's the dough there. So that was made a couple hours ago. So after you basically, in your ingredients, you'll see in the video, you have it on the counter. It works best if you have a marble, flour in the middle, wet ingredients inside in a little well, and you're basically just mixing it together by hand. And you're kneading it after it's all mixed together. You knead it for about, I would say, 10 minutes till it's all combined. And then you will just have to wrap it and put it into the fridge, let it sit for 20 minutes. You do want to let it kind of rest for at least 20 minutes, because it's much like any kind of baking with dough. It kind of comes back together. This dough obviously doesn't rise, but you want to let it you want to let the dough rest. So yeah. Yes. So yeah, we're basically not gonna do it until we're ready. This would stay in the fridge. This would be fine, sealed for a couple days, and just take it out as you need it. So this is actually a half of the recipe from 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 the one I've got labeled in the description. Okay, just so everybody kind of knows. So this will be more than enough for 2 people, and then if you were doing the full recipe, it would be for 4. You could do this, Christine, ahead of time for making the rolling it all out, but after it rests, obviously, and then you can, as long as you wrap it and keep the pasta in the fridge, it'll be fine. We're just going to do this live for a bit of demonstration, show you the new machine, and then go from there. Okay. So this comes with it kind of doesn't give you a lot of instructions actually when you buy this machine. It kind of is like, here's your machine and go to town. I guess it assumes you know how to roll pasta, but it is fairly straightforward once you kind of get the hang of it. It comes with a little piece, and this clamps it to the bottom of the edge of the counter. There is some rubber on the bottom, but you do need something to clamp it down because it'll start to move. So you'd have to do this on somewhere that has a little ledge, ideally, in your kitchen. There we go. Okay. So if anybody has any questions, I'm not a pasta, by all means, I'm not a pasta pro, but I'll do my best to answer them as we go here, okay? So start off, the dough, we'll start off with like we're gonna roll it out, but we're gonna roll quite thin. And you can start this with a rolling pin if you wanted. I find it's just as easy to kind of just flatten it by hand to get into the machine as best you can, because the machine will almost kind of do the work for you. So the model, Stephanie, it's a Lagostina. It doesn't have a model. I'm not really sure what the model is. I think there's only one. Oh, hey, thanks, new visitors. Got some new people here today. There is KitchenAid. Yes, there is KitchenAid attachment. Now you could also do this dough with your mixer if you have a dough hook. It would make things a lot faster than kneading it through. That's kind of why I didn't do it live, because it takes a long time to knead by hand. So there's a little crank that goes in, and you want to set it at the widest setting. This one's kind of opposite. Like it goes 1 to 9, and it's weird. 1 is the thickest, and 9 is the thinnest. It's kind of opposite what you would actually think. But then you just put it in, and you start at the thickest. And as we go through, you'll see it's gonna basically roll into pasta. So you want to do it a couple times on each, and then just move it down by 1 each time. And then just go down the scales each time. Once it's a bit thinner, we can do basically each time here. Clips into place. So we're getting there. You can see there. No, you don't really need to add any flour, Christine. It's actually quite. It's dry. It's not too dry. And if you keep adding flour, it's going to get really dry. So you really don't need to. And because we're going to cook it right away, even at the end, we don't have to. We're not going to go all the way to the end here. We're getting pretty close to how thick or thin I want it. We're going to do one more time. Oh, and it just got bound a little bit. There we go. Perfect. So as you can see, there we are there. Now what we'll want to do though, Christine, is flour it a little bit at the end, just so it doesn't stick, because we're going to put it through the cutter. And then we'll do the next one after that. And I like to kind of cut, obviously the pasta size, right? You kind of get used to knowing what your pasta is going to look like, right? So you want to cut it to roughly the size that you want. And then if you want to make sure it's even, you can cut it till it's, and then this would be re-rolled. So we'll do fettuccine. So you just have to take the handle out, and it goes into the fettuccine side, and then you'll see this come out the other end. Watch. This is kind of the fun part. We'll do the next one. And then you can see it's kind of, there we go, fettuccine. So that didn't take too long after it's needed. So that's enough for about, that's a good, because it's gonna expand in size still. So that's like one portion. Now what I'm gonna do is flour a little bit so it doesn't stick together, and let's do the next one. And what I do is just kind of cover it with just with a cloth. It'll be fine, because we're not going to leave it sitting out for too long. Yeah, what was wrong with yours, Christine? Oh, hey, Robert. Oh, everybody that's here, everybody should know Robert. It's Robert's birthday today. So happy birthday, Robert. Thanks for joining. It's Nadia's husband. Whole wheat flour. That's a good question. Robert, that is, you probably have to add a little bit less water. Obviously, it'll have a different texture. So, good question. Or search for a recipe with flour. This is just the flour that I use. Is regular all-purpose flour. So when you're going to roll it again, make sure you move the setting back up. Turn that back on so it boils. Yeah, I gotta get a bit thinner. Happy birthday. So like I said, the first time, put it through a couple times. Now there is machines that can do this too. If you have a KitchenAid mixer, you can get a machine that will actually roll it. You don't have to do it by hand. But rolling it kind of makes it taste better at the end, I think. Oh, so you put it to dry. Yeah, see, I've always just done it here, Christine, is do it fresh. and then eat it basically right away. If you were to roll it out, I wouldn't leave it in the counter to dry. I would, if you're not going to have it right away, I would wrap it and put it in the fridge so it stays relatively moist. I'm going to do this one more time because I want to keep this one. The last one I did a bit. Still playing around with the thickness. That works. So actually, you know what? I'm going to keep it like this. One extra. And then we'll cut this one in half. And we'll do linguine. I'm going to do the same, all the same. Though I won't do a spaghetti attachment because I want everything to have the same cooking time, or it won't be any good when we make it. There's one. Whoa. Just needs to grab that first part in order to cut. There we go. And there's the second. I'm just going to take this out of the way. A little piece fell on the floor. So there we go. So let's put that on the plate so we can see it. Here we go. Fresh pasta. You do want to put a little bit of flour on so it doesn't stick together. But we're going to be cooking this fairly quickly, so it'll be fine to sit for a little bit. Sometimes the cutter doesn't quite get it all the way through. You just have to break it apart by. It's because the dough is a little bit like softer. This recipe, I did one the other day and it was a bit drier and it seemed to cut a little bit better, but this one was a lot easier to make and knead. So, and to make. So that's good. There we go. Yes. So Nadia, yeah, this is gonna go right in fresh in a minute once the water's boiling. But we're gonna get it together with the. I am gonna cook it with some broccoli. So let me get my cutting board set up, and we'll do some broccoli. That would clean it. That's a good call for the machine, Christine. Yeah, if you're doing a lot, I find as long as the dough doesn't stick too much, you can almost kind of brush it off. Let it kind of dry a little bit. Then you can use a pastry brush to kind of just brush it, and it kind of brushes off. Mostly just flour that's on there. So for the broccoli, I'm just gonna do. This is similar to what we did before. I'm just gonna do very small, little small florets, because what we're gonna do is cook this in with the pasta and the water to blanch it and cook it. And then we'll saute off everything separately with the pasta and some garlic in the saute pan, and then add the cheese at the end. Yeah, this machine, no, it didn't come with a brush, but you could use. I have a pastry brush I'm going to use. And yeah, some people, I think every recipe is a little bit different. I'm going to play around and find some different ones. This one, I did one yesterday, and it didn't call for any water in the recipe, but it was a lot drier, and it was still good, but it was just, I don't know. I just wanted to try something different, and we'll see. We'll compare. So broccoli there. I have another head of broccoli to use up. We got to use this stuff up. So we're gonna have extra broccoli. Probably won't need to use it all or eat it all, but we'll save it and put it in the fridge. Yeah, I guess there's different brands. Some would have a brush, some would not. I'm not sure. This is the one that they had in stock. So, who here has? So Christine's made pasta. Nadia's made pasta. Has anybody else here that's watching made fresh pasta? Hey, Ninetale. We've got lots of new people here. Lots of new faces. So welcome. If I've missed anybody, sorry, but everybody could say hi. I'm sure they did. Oh, slice of bread. Interesting. Look at that. I would have never thought of that. I don't know if you want to put the bread through the cutting portion, but through the roller part, that's a good idea. Then you could probably still eat the bread. You don't have to waste it. Whoops. Your machine's covered in flour. Yeah. I think if you make, well, when I made the dough, there's flour all over the counter, but it cleans it off. And I wasn't making very much, just a small batch, so wasn't too bad. And then I'll try making lasagna and stuff like that too from this. We'll see how it all works. All right, got the garlic. That water is boiling, which is good. So we'll be starting this pretty soon here. Let me just peel the garlic. So how was everybody's weekend? I know it was sunny on the West Coast. Not sunny here. Still kind of gray here. Hey, Akeem. Lots of new faces. I think we've had 3 or 4 new people. That's nice. Welcome. If you're not subscribed, hit subscribe. We do these streams, as most people can say, 3 times a week, and this is our it's 26th, but 27th episode. So we try and do it quite regularly. Just going to crush these a little bit as we do, and this is going to go in the butter. Nice pieces still. Mother's Day. That was Mother's Day. That's right. Hopefully everybody called their mom. I talked to my mom yesterday. I think she's probably watching. If she's not, hi mom. She always watches either live, and she watches but she hasn't figured out how to comment on the live chat yet on her phone. So, but she's watching. So hi mom. I need a bell. Yeah, Nadia. Yeah, there's another live streamer that does cooking shows that Nadia and I sometimes watch, and she's got a bell. She's from Japan, and every time someone comes into the channel, she rings the bell. It's kind of funny. All right, so let's get this started. I've got the water boiling there. Instant pot. It's so simple for boiling water. It's just super easy. And then we're going to saute off the pasta with the butter and the cheese and everything after. So I'm going to get that on medium. And this one we're going to use a fair bit of butter, probably about 2 tablespoons, roughly. Sounds like a lot, but it's going to kind of be the sauce. You'll see. So let's get this unsalted butter. So lots of butter. Don't be afraid. Just throw that in there. Let it melt. Now, with the fresh pasta, it doesn't take. If you're used to cooking dry pasta, right? It takes 10, 12 minutes or more sometimes, right? So with the fresh pasta, it doesn't take long at all. 5 minutes at the most, because it doesn't have to get it's almost we're just cooking the flour. We're not having to rehydrate anything really as much. So that's going to go in the boiling water. And give it a little stir just to make sure it doesn't stick together. It won't the same as dry, because it's almost going to it almost kind of floats on there. No, I didn't drop an F-bomb. I said floats. Did I? I don't think I did. No, the kids. Who's watching? Stella, Lucia. Now, because it's only going to take a few minutes. We're going to put the broccoli in at the same time because everything wants to be cooked at the same time. No, I didn't say I didn't say an F-bomb. No, it's a family show. Probably your house. Yeah, Stephanie, we boil the water all the time in that. Super easy. The setting to get it to boil is the saute, and it works. You don't have to worry. Just easy pot to clean as well too with stuff. So we use it all the time. Just kind of simple. So we got the butter is melting. I'm gonna add the garlic. And we're almost done. Smelling, I can smell the garlic already. It smells good. How much water in the pot? Oh, I just full or whatever, like you would normally do. I add it half full, not much, just enough so the pasta gets covered and enough room for the pasta to cook. It's at there's no marking, so sorry. I wish I knew. I guess Jamie, if you're watching, I'm notorious on this channel for not measuring stuff or knowing the measurements. I'm just throwing it together. But that's part of cooking. Are you into Akeem? Yes, I used to be a chef 20 years ago. So I did my apprenticeship, yes, as a chef. Yeah, no, it's just water. Just fill it up. Don't worry about it. And then we can taste this as well. It's almost done. Like fresh pasta just tastes so much better, so much better than dried pasta. It's crazy. That's right, Susan. I was red seal. I guess it's still valid. I should dig it up. I should dig up some old pictures and show them on the maybe do it one time on the channel. I think I have my card somewhere that says my ID that says I'm red seal. It's got to be somewhere that they give you once you do it. So, all right, that's good there. What I'm going to do, take a bit of the water from the pasta, maybe a cup-ish. We're not going to use it all, but just in case, reserve that on the side because we're going to add that a little bit into the sauce after if we need to, and then we're going to strain that off into the broccoli is cooked, the pasta's cooked. We'll strain that into the get rid of the water. And then we're going to add to our mixture. I did a little bit more broccoli than I should, so I'm going to leave that just on the side. That'll be fine. Leftovers. So butter is in there. Now, Nadia, you would know this dish without the broccoli, so we're going to add cracked pepper. And Nadia would probably know the name. It's a pretty traditional Italian dish. I can't pronounce it properly. It's basically translate to like pasta and pepper. So butter's in there. Now we're going to add some of the water and the cheese. I'm going to keep a little bit just to put on the top after. So what happens is the water and the butter kind of makes a sauce, really. And everything kind of melts together and coats the pasta. It smells good. That's what it is, Nadia. Yeah, Cacio e pepe. Pasta with pasta. That's the sauce, Lois. I can never pronounce it. And it's basically ready. That's how quick it is. So we'll get this plated, or first I'm going to put it in my pasta bowl. But yeah, you can use that water. I mean, it has all the flavor. Like it has all the Stephanie, it has all the flavor, right? All the flavor of the pasta. So you might, instead of putting, just plain water in there, you save it. You can use it because it has all that nice pasta water taste and the broccoli, all kind of together. Was that the right pronunciation? I don't know if it was. Okay, that's off. We'll get that out of there. Nice and cheesy. Some little bit on top, and I'll show you. We'll get it plated. Oh, so this looks pretty good right there. How's that look now, everybody? Pretty good, I think. I would hope. So let's get it onto a plate, and then we'll give it a taste. It smells good. Perfecto. Okay. Yeah. So fresh pasta. It's just so much. Just smells much better than dry too. Just there we go. Some broccoli. I do like a little bit of cheese. You can put more on top. It's also good, a little bit of chili flakes if you like chili. Little bit of heat, not too much. I like pepper though, so we'll put some fresh pepper. Don't be afraid if you like pepper. Get a fork. There we go. So it looks good. Looks like we're making homemade pasta soon. Yeah, I think I'm going to be making homemade pasta for a while now until I get sick of this machine. Just got yesterday though, so it's still new, but hopefully we carry on because it does smell really good. So simple dish. I'm not going to mispronounce the dish because it's not totally right because we've got broccoli in there. But there we go, fresh homemade pasta. We'll do a little taste test for Christine. Homemade linguine. It smells good. Thanks everybody for joining me on our 27th. Always appreciate it. So we did pretty good today, under an hour, although we made the dough ahead of time. So a bit of a cheat. Tasty. Yeah, that's good. Sorry you can't taste it. Have some of the broccoli. This is a winner. We'll be doing this one. We'll be doing this one again. Don't be surprised if you see more homemade pasta on the live stream. Super simple recipe. All the ingredients are down below. Don't hesitate. If you have questions on it, leave me a comment. I can do my best to help you out. Thanks, Norman. Yeah, check out his. He's got a live stream. He's doing one. He's making something different. I thought he was making pasta. He made pasta the other day. So he has a live stream later on, 7 p.m. Pacific time, which is 8 o'clock my time. So I'll check him out later. Thanks everybody for joining. We had a lot of new people. Thanks to all the new people, and thanks for all the regulars for sticking through 27 episodes. This is one of the best ones though. That's good pasta. There we go. Thanks everybody for joining us. Have a great week. We'll be back on Wednesday is the plan. I don't know what it is, but at the rate we're going, I think it's going to be something pasta. So we'll maybe try something out. Don't forget, hit the like button on your way out. It definitely helps out the channel. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month, and we're getting there. So that'd be nice. Share it maybe to one of your friends that you think would want to join in for the next one. And I've done yammering. I'm going to eat the rest of this before it gets cold and give some to Jason. So thanks everybody. Have a great rest of your Monday. Have a great rest of the week. Enjoy the sun. Then don't forget, wash your hands. Thanks everybody for joining me. All right, take care.